Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. It's that time again for yet another Sunday preview. And this one is quite a big one. It seems as though GW has been holding out on us for quite a while now and is now finally rewarding us with a lot of new stuff coming out in the very near future. Up first, hot on the heels of the new Age of Sigmar Soulblight Gravelords release, which went up this past weekend, we have even more Undead goodness coming. Not only getting a brand new Stuck collecting set which features not only 20 Graveguard and 5 Black Knights, but also the brand new and absolutely gorgeous White King on Steed, and will be a great base to your Soulblight force if you are a new player, or as well being a nice little set to add some more bodies to your existing Undead horde. And although from what I've heard the Black Knights aren't great anymore, it is still a good chunk of new Graveguard, so I think it's going to be worth picking up whether you are a new player or simply looking to expand your army. Also on the Age of Sigmar front, up for pre-order next week is the fantastic new Direwolves, which we saw just the other week, being a much improved version on the older ones from the days of Warhammer Fantasy. These are much sleeker, leaner, and much meaner looking, coming at 10 in a box. They're a nice way to add some fast moving harassment and disruption units to speed ahead of your slow, shambling hordes. And not only that, a load of the stunning new models we saw at the Soulblight preview are coming up for pre-order as well. You'll be able to grab not only Belladamma Volga and Radakar the Beast, but also in a slightly weird and honestly a twist which I think is going to piss a lot of players off, they appear to be putting up the old Radakar the Wolf and his retinue from Cursed City up for pre-order as well. And with all the trouble and issues with Cursed City and its limited edition status, I honestly think this isn't the best thing for GW to have done. It's just going to make people even more angry about it being a limited release rather than relieve some of the ill feelings, which is what I think GW expect it to do. I don't know, I just feel like they should have waited a bit longer on this one. It's a very touchy subject, and one that Games Workshop, in my opinion, haven't really come out looking particularly well in. So this, in my mind, just seems to be rubbing salt in the wounds. But if you are after Radakar and his retinue from Curse City and you didn't manage to pick a copy up, it does seem like you will be able to pre-order those from next weekend. The final things for the Soulblight are a couple of new characters you may not remember, but who were shown off way back in the early New Model Mondays from March. We have Kritza, the Rat Prince. Now, I'm not hugely keen on this model, but I know some people absolutely love the whole rat aesthetic and his pose and the cane, so he's there for you as well if you want to add him to your Soulblight force. And then finally, we have Lady Annika, the Thirsting Blade, who just looks pure evil. Apparently being unbelievably violent, bloodthirsty, and maniacal, I think she'll be a great model to paint up, and her face and pose are honestly spectacular. So yet another character model for the Undead, which I think, to give them credit, Games Workshop have pretty much without exception hit it out the park with in terms of the design and the sculpts. So if you are a fan of her, you will be able to pre-order her from next week as well. On the Warhammer 40k front, we have some unbelievably good news. Yep, it's finally here. It's finally happened. Codex Admech is going up for pre-order next week. It's been a long time coming, and I know lots of people were starting to get fed up, but you can now relax a little, safe in the knowledge that through all of the delays and setbacks, you've persevered, and it won't be long before the Codex is in your hands. Alongside the Codex, we do of course have the data cards, the dice, and the combat patrol boxes, which we'd seen previously, but we are also getting another model previewed a while ago, which again you may have forgotten. The Skitarii Marshal is an alternative HQ model if you don't want to run a Tech Priest Dominus or a Manipulus. And I'll be honest, I'm really glad to see this finally up for pre-order. It gives me hope that whatever delays there were, they've hopefully been resolved, and things will get back to a good, steady speed when it comes to new releases from now on. This was easily one of the biggest delays we've seen from GW in recent memory, and one which I think they were genuinely desperate to get sorted as soon as they could. So I'm really pleased to see this up for pre-order, and I know there are quite a lot of you out there who will be thrilled to be able to finally get your hands on the Codex and the Combat Patrol box and even this new Skitarii Marshal. But that isn't all for 40k fans. Several months after the Drukhari release, we're still getting some new things for them, and although she's been about and seen for a while due to the Piety and Pain box, we are now getting a separate individual release for Lelith Hesperax. So if you'd been holding out, or hadn't managed to get a copy of Piety and Pain yet, next week you will be able to pick her up as a solo kit to bring some more death and destruction to the enemies of Komara. And then something I'm really glad to see, the kits from the kill team at Prior Nexus are also getting a separate release. So finally, months and months and months after their respective codexes released last year, 40k players are going to be able to get their hands on not only the Necron Chronomancer and the new, let's be honest, much improved Flayed Ones, but also the absolutely awesome new Primaris Gravis Captain and the Heavy Intercessors. Now, I've wanted some of these since the Codex came out and we first saw their datasheet, but I didn't really want to get the Kill Team box, so I'm thrilled to see that these are going up for pre-order, and I will definitely be grabbing a few kits to add to my Dark Angels force. I just need to decide what weapon options I'm going to give them now, so any thoughts or ideas, do let me know in the comments below. The final thing from the Sunday preview which I want to cover is a complete surprise out of nowhere. Both the Necrons and the Space Marines were suspiciously missing a Combat Patrol box like the other 9th edition Codex releases came along with, but most people put that down to, being part of the release, the starter box. But now it looks as though GW have decided to grace us with a unique Combat Patrol box for each, which is honestly very good to see. They're always really good value and usually come with some useful and interesting units to add to your army. And now I will probably do a video on each of these separately during the week like I've done for the other combat patrols, but as you can see here, you get a very nice, pretty much repackaged Shadow Spear kit plus an Impulsor for the Marines, and for the Necrons you get a Lord, 10 Immortals or Death Marks, 3 Tomb Blades, and either a Doom or a Night Scythe. Once again following that usual layout of the combat patrols for an HQ, a troops option, some elite units, and then a vehicle to support them, giving you a very usable little patrol-sized force to bring to your first games. So there we go. As I said, rather a lot of things coming up for pre-order next week, so whether you're a fan of Age of Sigmar or for 40k, I think you might be able to find something to get excited about, but what are you most eager to get your hands on? Do you want some of the new Soulblight characters, or are the Heavy Intercessors on your Christmas list? And I'd also love to hear your thoughts about the re-release of the Cursed City models. Are you glad GW have done that, or do you feel like that's a bit of a kick in the teeth? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me. Until next time though, I will catch you later guys.